All right, so I got my propagation set up here, propagating both basil and tomatoes. My indeterminates outside are getting pretty big, the tomato plants, so I'm just gonna grow some more on the side here in case I want to top those off sometime in probably like early August and see if I want to give another run for another cycle. Might or might not, we'll see, but I haven't propagated tomatoes before, so I wanted to give it a shot. You can propagate different ways in water. I'm using this gel, this natural rooting hormone gel, and it's best to propagate directly into soil. So that's what I'm doing. I already did one here. It's pretty easy. It's just taking the cuttings, which are basically they're suckers. Well, they're all suckers, but sometimes they grow like very clearly in the middle of a new node, an offshoot stem, and the main stem. Sometimes they kind of like fork. Like the main stem will fork evenly in two ways, in two directions. So it's not always totally obvious, but you know, once they grow enough, you can see the continued growth. So you can you know, go ahead and snip off the secondary stem. So what we're going to do here, it's pretty easy. I'm just going to take my cutting, and some of these are pretty big. They're actually, a few of these are probably a little bit bigger than I'd want, but that's okay. Actually this one's, let's take one that's a little bit more easy to manage right now. Put that guy back. Yeah, if I just left them in these water, in the cups, they'd also root, but it should be faster. I'm just gonna dry it off so that I don't get too much water in the gel. It's a little awkward because I'm holding my phone, but it's pretty easy. It's just dipping it into the gel. You can see it's coated on the end here. Then I'm just gonna drop it into my soil, shove it down. You know, tomatoes, they grow up, the roots grow up the whole stem as far as you bury it, so it's gonna go as far down as this first node here. And after I water it, or I'll top it off, then I'll water it a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Gonna do that with probably 5 each of basil and tomato, maybe 6 and 4. And I use these old water bottles so that I could see the roots grow off the side instead of using the solo cups or using these guys, because I want to be able to see the roots develop. But within a couple of weeks, really, according to reviews on this rooting hormone, should start to see some pretty good root structure develop on the side here, and then it's essentially a new plant. So we shall see what happens. What do you think, Marley? Marley doesn't appear too interested. Marley, hey. Yeah. Good stuff, right? He's like, whatever. So more updates to come later on.